So, okay, guys, I think we can start our lesson for today. So, as usual, I click on close on this window. I close this window and start shape and generative shape design. Okay. So, as usual, one important point here. So, click here. Use this option. Create a geometrical set for generative shape design or surface design in general in CATIA, because this option creates here on your tree of specification geometrical set, which is really useful for you actually when you work on generative actually on surface designing. Okay, so today I think we can start practice. Let's say we're gonna work on this. Okay, so it is simple it is simple part. This one, let's start from this one. It is actually a really simple part. We can create this on part design mode. But let's try to create to practice from this kind of simple parts. Okay, uh, so we are trying to create this using generative shape design tools. Okay, so first, what we are going to do, first of all, we create a rectangle using a sketch using this dimensions. Okay, so I create a sketch on XY plane. Okay, and as usual, as I say always, we use a centered rectangle. Okay, which is this one, centered rectangle. So as a center point, I click on origin and create a rectangle something like this, and I double click on this constraint. Okay, and create dimensions. So what are dimensions? 112 and 64. So double click on this dimension 112 and double click on this dimension and define it as 64. So now I can exit the sketch workbench. Actually, there is another rectangle here. Sorry, which is this one. So I'm not going to create this rectangle right in this sketch. Okay, so I just exit the sketch workbench and create an extrude here using this sketch. So the extrude length will be 16 millimeters. So extrude. So I select this sketch as profile, just left click, and I should define dimension of first limit. Okay, it will be 16, and dimension of second limit will be 0, and I just click on OK. So, and the next step, I will feel this upper side of my actually this part. Actually, this is not a part, but let's call it part for now. It is a surface. It is an extrude surface. Okay, so I use fill tool on surfaces toolbar. Okay, here I should add curves. Actually, maybe curves or lines. It depends on what you want to use. Okay, so in my case, they are lines. They are side lines of these surfaces. Okay, which is the first one is this one. Let's say the second one is this one, and this one, and finally this one. And here we have an information that these 4 curves or 4 lines creates a closed contour. Okay, I just click on OK, and it is okay. It is my field is created. So the next point, I should create. The next thing I should create is actually this one. And if you probably see this one, this pad, let's say, and this part are absolutely similar. Okay, as you can see here, the dimension of here 16 and 16, here 32 and 32, and the height of both is are 40 millimeters from bottom side of my part, of my future part. Okay, so and I should create a sketch on this plane. Actually, this is a surface, but since I have used the lines where z coordinates of each point, they are similar. So this can be called also a plane. Use it as a plane, okay? But I don't want to do this. I'm gonna create another plane offset from XY plane. Okay, so I just click on creating a plane here, and I create a plane 16 millimeters far from XY plane. Okay, and just click on OK. So actually this one, I mean plane 1 in my case, and this one, which is field 1, are let's say in this case are same. Okay, so but anyways, I'm gonna use this plane 1 to create another sketch. So I create a sketch on this plane 1. So I create a simple rectangle, which is this one, probably somewhere here, just like this. And its dimensions should be 32 and 16. Okay, so I just double click on this constraint icon, so and create the first constraint between this point and this point. Actually I have a little mistake here, because as you can see here, if I try to select this point on my tree of specification, you can see sketch 1 is also selecting. That means this point belongs to sketch 1. So I want this point selected by me point belongs to extrude 1 or fill 1. It doesn't matter actually, to extrude 1. Okay, so I just exit the sketch workbench and right click on sketch 1 and make it hidden, just like this. And I double click on sketch 2. Okay, and once again double click on constraint and create constraint between this point and this point. Be sure that you are selecting the point. Okay, and right click here, do not left click, right click here and select here coincidence. So that means you are making them coincidence. Okay, so the next coincidence, my coincidence icon here, as you can see, is activated yet. So I select this side of my rectangle and select also this side, my rectangle. Okay, still activated, as you can see here, and double click on this dimension 32 and double click also this dimension. What was that? It was 16. Yes, 16. Just like that. So and I click on exit sketch workbench icon. So it's okay, it is created. So, and I create another extrude using this sketch, okay, which is sketch 2 in my case. Okay, so extrude, I select sketch 2. I can select it also in my on my 3O specification. Okay, and direction is correct. And what about dimension? Dimension should be 40 millimeters, which is this one, minus 16, which is this one, actually this one. And like this, I will define this dimension. So I can just type here 40 minus 16, just like this, and click on OK. So, and another important point here, as I said before, this little pad, the upper pad, and this one are absolutely similar, as I said before. So their length, their dimensions 32 to 16, here also 32 to 16, and the height is 40 millimeters, and also here 40 millimeters from the bottom of my future part. Okay, I just so that's why I'm not gonna create another extrude here or another sketch and create another extrude here. I just make a copy using maybe this translate option. Okay, as the element I'm creating extrude. So there is here an option, vector definition. I choose here an option point to point. So that means I am copying this element from this point. Okay, let's say a starting point will be here. From this point, actually it's a bit wrong. As element, I should select first extrude 2. So, and the starting point will be here. That means I'm copying it from here to here, over here. Okay, so, and click on OK. I have created another surface, actually another pad in my case. Okay, and I think I don't need this sketch 2. I can just right click on sketch 2 and make it hidden, just like this. So I also no, I wanted to say that I also don't need this plain one, but actually I will need it. Okay, but it is not so crucial. I can make it hidden, and if I want in some stage I can make it shown once again. It's not a problem. So I want to open here this inside, I mean to trim this surface inside of this extrude 2 and translate 1. So for that I use actually I want to use this trim icon. Okay, for that I select fill 1, which is this one, this upper surface of my let's say future part. So the next one will be this extrude 2, and finally this one. Okay, I have selected here actually I have added to this list 3 surfaces, and try to click on preview. And as you can see here, the inside will be trimmed. If I click on OK, it is now a bit transparent. if you want to change to change the sides, you can click on here other side, let's say. In this case this upper side and this extrude 2 is transparent. That means if I click on OK, they will be disappeared. Okay, I don't need this. I click on that other side. This is okay for me, and I just click on OK. So okay, and the next point, probably I should cover this upper sides of these two. Okay. Once again, I can use fill icon. So fill. Step by step, I select the lines, upper sides of surfaces like this. Click on OK. It is created, and I can use once again another fill, just like this. OK, and click on OK. So actually, I would say it is done, but here I have a hole in the middle of my part. Okay, so okay, to create this hole, I will create another sketch on this plane 1 actually. Okay, now it is hidden, it is not so important, it should be shown. I see it on my 3D specification. That's enough. I can click on sketch and click on this plane 1 on my 3D specifications. Okay, so right now I am not able to click it on plane 1 on my workspace. It is hidden on my workspace. I click on here on this plane 1 on my 3D specification. So, and I create another center rectangle. Okay, this one. So as a center point of my rectangle, I select once again the origin point and create a rectangle something like this. And let's look at its dimensions. It is 24 and 32. Okay, so I double click on constraint because I want to use this constraint more than one time. Okay, here and this dimension. So this one is 24. The next one is 32. If I remember correctly. Is that correct? Yes, it is correct. So I exit sketch workbench. Okay, and create another extrude. So extrude using this sketch 3. Okay, I want to create extrude on the reverse direction like this, and it is height. I mean, the limit one dimension should be actually this one, 16. Okay, instead of 24, I define it. I type here 16 and click on OK. So I have here an extrude. So what else? I should trim this side of my surface. Okay, inside. So once again, okay, I can use here this tool, which is trim. Select this one and select this one. Okay, and click on OK. Or let me just delete this trim tool on my 3D specification. Or I can use another tool, which is split. Okay, I want to split this surface, which is actually trim 1, using this one, sketch 3. Okay, and click on OK. So it is done. And now as you can see here, this surface is called in my case as split 1. Okay, split 1, extrude 3 is this one, which is fill 2, fill 3, fill 2, and others. Okay, I just right click on sketch 3 and make it hidden, just like this. So actually my part is ready. I mean, all surfaces of my part are ready, and I just create a joint using these all surfaces. Okay, I click on join here, and to this list, elements to join list, I add all surfaces I need step by step. The first one is definitely this one, which is extrude 1. Okay, the second one, the upper side of my part. If I click on upper side, as you can see here, on my twin specification, split 1 is selected here. Okay, what does it mean? This split 1 actually is a surface, and it contains all these surfaces, even this one, and also the other sides of this little pads. Okay, I just select this one. Okay, and finally I think I should select also this upper sides, which are field 2 and field 3, and also this one, the inside surface, which is extrude 3. Okay, and I just click on OK. So that's enough. So as soon as I create a join using all these surfaces, all other surfaces uh, will be selected as hidden elements. Okay, so that's enough. And using this joint, I should create a part. Surface is not a part. Surface is not a body. It has just a geometrical dimensions. It doesn't have any volume. It cannot be. It cannot have. Okay, we cannot apply any material to these surfaces, and so these surfaces, as I said before, cannot. Uh, uh, they cannot have any physical parameters. Okay, so these are just surfaces, and if I want to I, okay, I just click on start and select here part design. Okay, and now to create a body using these surfaces, I mean using this join 1 in my case, I click on this close surface icon, which is in surface based features toolbar, which is this one. Okay, this one. So click on this close surface icon, and here I have a warning message. What does it mean? It is not so important message. You can be sure if you just read this text. The current in work object is not a body. It is about this geometrical set 1. Okay, as you can see here, geometrical set 1 is underlined, and it is a current work object. Okay, it is not a body. So we are not able to create any body which can have which may have a volume and which may have physical parameters inside of geometrical sets. It is the rule of this software. Okay, and here the new solid feature is created after the last feature of part body. That means, so if I want to create any solid body, it will be created inside this part body. after this working object. Okay, so I just click on OK. And as you can see here, this part body automatically activated. If I click on plus here, I can see inside of this part body on material specification, close surface, which is underlined. So this part body now automatically selected as working object. So, and now actually it is not finished yet. And now uh, as objects to close, I click here on no selection. As objects to close, I select this join one. I can select it on my material specification, or I can just click on this any of surfaces on my workspace. Okay, and I just click on OK. So what next? What is next? I can so I just make this join one hidden. Okay, I right click on join one and select hide show. So okay, and now I have a body, solid body created. Okay, this one actually is only this one, which is closed surface in my case. Okay, and now it has a volume. If I click on this measure inertia, or no, this one, measure item icon. Okay, which actually looks like caliper, and select let's say closed surface on my tree of specification, and I have this kind of window here. Actually the volume is 0 meter square. Maybe it is okay, not so important. It is not important. I just click on cancel. Okay, so now we have created this this part this part using generative shape design mainly. So I think we can continue. And I just click I just close this part. Okay, and start to work on the next drawing, which is this one. It's a bit a little complicated comparing to the first one. Don't worry, it is okay. We will finish this. Okay, so once again I click on start generative shape design. If you have if you don't have these modules on the top side of on the top of your start menu, you can open it from shape, generative shape design. Okay, and once again it will be part one. It doesn't matter, you can type anything here, and with using create a geometrical set option, I click on OK. So and start to create this part using generative shape design. So first of all, I'm gonna create a rectangle using these dimensions 50 and 75. Okay, definitely it will be created using a sketch on XY plane. So once again I select centered rectangle to create this rectangle, and click on origin as a center. It will be a center of my rectangle. So I double click on constraint and create dimensions of my rectangle, and okay, and edit them. So 50 and 75. This one is 75 and this one is 50. Okay, I click on exit sketch workbench and create an extrude. So its height should be 12. Okay, and I type here just 12 instead of 20 and click on OK. That's enough. That's enough. So and the next step, I create a fill. So that means I'm gonna cover upper side of my let's say this future part. Okay, I click on fill, select the upper sides, upper edges of surfaces step by step. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and click on OK. So it is covered, and I want to create another rectangle to cut off this side. So I can create a rectangle using sketch on, once again, XY plane. So my rectangle most probably will be on the upper side here. Okay, so once again I use centered rectangle and create a rectangle somewhere here. Okay, and I double click on constraint and try to define there it is dimensions, which is this one, and which is the distance between this and this, and it is a bit wrong actually. I just click on escape. So and I make this sketch one hidden because when I try to create the distance between this and this, sketch one, as you can see, sketch one on my tutorial specification is selected. So I don't want to use sketch one as a reference. So I just right click on sketch one here and make it hidden. So as you can see here, my icon, constraint icon, is still activated. So I select this edge of my surface, which is the surface, which is the edge of extrude one, and at the side of rectangle. Okay, and this side is not so important. I can create maybe a dimension like this, but it is not so important. So the dimensions here should be 12 and 25. So this one should be 12 and this one should be 25. Okay, and this one is not important. I have created this one in order my sketch to be fully constrained. It is not important. I click on exit workbench icon and create another extrude. Okay, something like this. Maybe I think it is enough. I think it's enough. Okay, and I use trim. I use trim, and on this list, trimmed elements list, I add first of all this extrude one, then the upper side, which is fill one, and this one, which is trim one. Okay. Uh, uh, okay, it is not so important warning message. I just click on a close, and then okay. As you can see here, this side is transparent, and also this side is transparent, but also these sides are transparent. It is not okay. I don't want to these sides to be disappeared, so that's why I click on maybe this other side. Okay, and I think it's okay. I just click on OK. and I make this sketch hidden. Right click here or right here and make it hidden. So the next step I should create probably a rectangle over here. So what can I do here? First of all, I should create a uh, plane on 12 millimeters far from XY plane, something like this. And on this newly created plane 1, I create a sketch, and my sketch will be a rectangle over here. And I double click on constraint, uh, not triple, double click, and try to create a constraint between these 2 points, and by right clicking make them coincidence, and create the dimensions of my rectangle. And so what are the dimensions? The first one is 25. The second one should be 75 minus 20, which is 55 actually. Okay, uh, this one should be 25, and this one should be 75 minus 20, just like this. And I click on OK and exit sketch workbench. And using this sketch, I want to trim this side of my upper surface. Okay, to do this I use split split operation. So element to cut is this one, which is in my case actually trim 1. It was a fill 1, but after using this trim, it is now a trim surface. Okay, cutting element is this sketch 3, and I click on OK. So I need this surface. I also need this surface. Okay, so that's why I don't want to delete them. So I don't need this sketch 3. Okay, so and I'm gonna so I create another plane. Okay, 25 millimeters far from this one, that is plane on the other side. Okay, which is actually this plane. Or okay, and on this plane, which is plane 2, I create a sketch. So like this. Okay, normal view, and my sketch will be something like this. So first of all, I create geometrical constraints between this point and this point. They will be coincidence, and this point and maybe this line, they also will be coincidence, something like this. And now I create dimensional constraints. So here the height is 25, here that this dimension is 20, and this length is 55. So this one is 25. Okay, this one is 20, and the distance between this point and this line is 75 minus 20. So like this, and I exit the sketch workbench and I create an extrude with a dimension of 25. So I use fill option to cover these sides, this side and the other side, maybe like this. Okay, and maybe or most probably I use translate option point to point to move this surface to other side, like this. Oh, actually as the element I should be selecting this fill tool, and the first point is this one and the second point is this one, and I just click on OK. So my part, I mean the surfaces of my future part are ready.